Plum here, g'day champions, how's it going? And welcome back to this week's vendor reset, the greatest on the interweb. It's April 9th and today's vendor video will cover my top picks, hot ticket, interesting items and must buy gear for the week. Remember to show your support if you enjoy or find this video helpful, a simple like is all that it takes, and if you're not already, please subscribe. Righto, so server maintenance is now done and dusted. If you want to check out the patch notes for title update 20.3, the link's in the description, but for now, it's time for the vendors. So let's get stuck in. Kicking things off, we're going to start at our countdown vendor where we've got the Carnage. The rolls on it are fairly solid. We've also got the Courier backpack, the rolls on it aren't too great, and the Nightwatcher mask, you know, you can't go wrong, it already comes with armor, you can swap that other attribute to whatever you like. Our old mate Roy at the Haven's got this okay looking military M60. It's got decent rolls on it with the talent strained. I would be swapping that optimal range to damage to armor. At the White House we've got the named Langmo chest piece, the Carpenter. I'm not a huge fan of this piece, but it does already have explosive resistance, so you got the potential of getting 30% explosive resistance just off this one item alone. Inside the White House at your clan vendor this week, we've got the Everyday Carrier chest piece. This one's got about 140k armor, has a protection and explosive resistance. It's not going to be the most ideal one, but it's still going to be very usable. The Umbra knee pads here are alright, they've got 13.9% weapon damage, and all the way down the list we've got 3 sets of gloves that are pretty decent. We've got Grupo gloves with weapon damage, crit hit damage and armor regen, Badger gloves with armor, health and crit hit damage, and Alp Summit gloves with the skill tier, crit hit chance and skill haste. At the Theatre Settlement we do have the stage left this week. Perfect Sledgehammer is a great talent, I just prefer it on the lefty shotgun. And we've also got some okay looking Palisade knee pads, 102k armor, nearly max armor regen and some headshot damage. At the Castle Settlement this week we've got the Punch Drunk mask, 10.2% weapon damage and swap that repair to something else. Unfortunately everything else is pretty dog water. Speaking of dog water, the Campus has the Forge holster this week. Not a great piece at all, and unfortunately again nothing else here of interest. For our Dark Zone vendors, starting at DZ West, we've got the Baker's Dozen. It's okay, but I would be saving my resources. Also, these Golem knee pads, they're pretty great. 122k armor, armor regen, and headshot damage. Perfect for an armor regen build, but unfortunately, I'd still be saving my credits, and I just farm countdown for these. Shooting on down to DZ South, we actually have a decent one. It's the Dark Winter. This is always one of those fan favorites, but really tricky to find DZ exclusive items. For 152 DZ resources, it could be yours this week. You're going to have the whole week to buy it, so if you don't have the credits, get in the Dark Zone and get to farming. And lastly at DZ East, we've got another Nightwatcher mask. I would be saving my resources. Everything else here is pretty terrible looking, but the Grupo holster's not too bad. It is going to cost you 101 DZ credits. I'd only be picking it up if I was really desperate for it. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's vendor reset champions. If you're interested in the daily targeted loot, it's on your screen now. Thanks to everyone for tuning in, and make sure that you show your support by smashing the like button on this video, and if you're not already, please subscribe. Everyone's support is always greatly appreciated, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. I'm Plum out.